Grover Cleveland was the first president to be a Democrat since before the Civil War. And one of the things that got him there was his character. As a young man, Grover Cleveland's dream was to go to college. When his father passed away, he gave up that dream to get a job so he could support his younger brothers and sisters. As a sheriff, he many times had to go to see people being hung, criminals to be hung. And sometimes the hangman wasn't there. And so it fell to him to be the guy to pull the lever. And he hated doing it so bad. And as a sheriff, he could have made a deputy or someone lower than him just fill in the spot of the hangman who wasn't there for the day. But he believed that as the leader, it was his job not only to do the fun stuff, but also to do the worst jobs possible. And he wasn't going to make anyone else pull that dreaded lever. He quickly gained a reputation for being a super hard worker and an attacker of any kind of corruption. He ran for mayor of Buffalo and won, and built his reputation even more as he attacked the graft and corruption in the city. And his character and reputation of being such a hard, uncorruptible worker eventually landed him as the governor of the entire state of New York. Well, as a New York governor, he continued to attack political corruption and just really clean up New York City. And the Democrats said, you know what, I think this guy might be able to get us into the White House. And so they started running him for president. But pretty early into his presidential campaign, a sex scandal broke. Turns out as a young man, he had gotten a woman pregnant and fathered a child. And this was awful. I mean, we're talking Grover Cleveland's ticket to the White House is how good of a man he is. It's his reputation. And here, if he's got this scandal in his background, well, that's just going to sink his presidential hopes. And so his political advisors and friends came to him and they say, well, how are we going to handle this? You know, do we try to discredit the woman and make her look bad? Do we just deny it? I mean, no one can prove that this happened. I mean, it was such a long time ago. It's just some random person who went to the newspaper's word against yours. I mean, we could probably cover this up or spin it the right way. But Grover Cleveland gave a piece of advice that I think we all would do well to live by. He said, whatever you do, tell the truth. Yeah, but you could lose being the president for this. Whatever you do, tell the truth. This is going to destroy your reputation. Whatever you do, tell the truth. So instead of denying it, instead of attacking the woman, instead of spinning it, Grover Cleveland said, you're right. When I was a young man, I made a poor decision and slept with a woman I was not married to. She became pregnant, and later when she told me that the baby was mine, I had no way of knowing if it really was. But since then, I've been financially supporting her and the child. I made a mistake, but since then, I've tried to do the right thing. The crazy thing is that this completely backfired on all of Grover Cleveland's enemies. They thought this is going to destroy him, but actually, it made him more accessible to the people. And the common voter said, you know, I thought he was honest before this, but now I know he's honest. And during this time of Victorian ideals, people forgave him for making a mistake because he owned up to it and said, you know what, I did make a mistake. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to make it right. I tried to do the right thing. People can identify with that. I mean, how much better would life be today if instead of trying to cover up all of our mistakes, if we were just real and say, yeah, I goofed, and now I'm going to try to make it better? How different would it be in the news if we believed everyone told the truth? How different would it be if in politics we believed that the politicians took responsibility for their actions and told the truth? There's so much pain and stress and confusion in the world because so few people tell the truth. Now, it's easy for us to get on our religious, moral high horse and talk about those politicians and those protesters and those other people, but today let's make it about you. Let's make it about me. can we follow Grover Cleveland's example? And whatever we do, tell the truth. If we do, we might have some negative consequences. We might have to face the music. There might be some bad, uncomfortable things that happen. But you'll find peace deep down in your heart. And like Grover Cleveland, eventually things are going to turn out even better. See, when God says, don't lie, it's because that's the best way to live. We can see it in Grover Cleveland's life. I'm sure you've seen it in your life. And so today I just want to leave you with the challenge that whatever you do today, tell the truth. You'll be glad you did. God bless.